Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in to Mad Dog Fishing. Hey, we are loaded down with bait. Me and Christian went last night. We loaded up on some mullet and some croakers, and now we're down here at Fort Morgan ahead of the tropical storm. So we're gonna go see if the tropical storm. I gave him my rain suit
because he's cold today.
The boy can't stand to be cold. I forgot the gloves. That's probably going to shut him down. That's the first thing he complains about. It's always his hands.
Your man's was made for African temperatures.
But anyway, guys, we're down here ahead of, I don't even know if they've named the storm. Have they named the storm yet? I don't think so. Anyway, tropical storms moving in tonight. We got 2 foot to 3 foot waves this morning. Winds about 18 miles an hour. It's supposed to pick up this afternoon to 30 miles an hour. 9-foot surf. That is just crazy.
That's thinking what Mad Dog Fishing's about.
That's just crazy thinking that's what's coming up on us. So we're gonna head down here. We got some fresh bait. We always do good down here when we have a rough surf. This might be a little too much, but we're gonna put it to the challenge. So, and then when we get through with this fishing trip, we're gonna go back to the house. I'm gonna show you how I changed up my rigs specifically for fishing down here for big redfish. So just stay tuned. Let's get into some fishing, but first let's roll this intro. Well, we were testing out some new audio equipment, and as you can see in the upcoming footage, I'm going to have to do a voiceover. The audio wasn't working. I'm getting rid of this microphone and this cord. It wasn't real expensive, but I've had nothing but trouble with it recording, so I'm going to have to break down and buy the good one. You know, I tried to get away with the cheap stuff. Didn't work. I can't afford for the audio to be messing up. I need something more dependable. So I will be doing a review on this microphone, and it gets a thumbs down. The audio you're hearing now is from the microphone, and when it's working, it works fine. But I can't be constantly checking the cords and to see if the mic's moved, or, you know, it's just something, you know, need something a little more durable out here. I might have to go with a Rode mic. So please excuse the voiceovers, and we're gonna throw some music in there. And guys, just enjoy the redfish. We did pretty good this morning, and really had a great time. We came down here. When I got up, I said I just want 3 fish. Well, we got our 3 fish. So now we're just kind of hanging around, hoping for a trophy. You know, I really want a 50-inch redfish. Down here, last year we caught some 45, 47 inches. Never could get past that. So I'm really, when I come down here to Fort Morgan, I'm targeting really 1 fish, and that's a 50-inch fish. And you just kind of got to weed through I mean, they're all good. They're all fun to catch. And we're using just a standard fish finder setup with, you know, we got a little bit of a current, a lot of wind. We're using about 4-ounce, 5-ounce pyramid sinkers, about a 1-foot leader, a 6-aught, 6-aught, just a regular J-hook, and I believe I heard some thunder. So that may be cutting our fishing trip short right there.
Man, pick your choice.
Yes. So, I'm not gonna hold you up talking. Hope my voiceover is okay. So, it'll be my first time. I don't like doing voiceovers. So, guys, it is what it is. Okay guys, this is Christian. He is hooked up on our first redfish for the day. Of course, I got to run in there, adjust the drag, so we keep it set light to keep them from pulling our rod holders over. And so I run in there, tightened up the drag for him. And of course, this is a 15-foot surf rod, and it really gets the baits out there a long ways. but it's absolutely the cheapest rod in our arsenal. I believe I paid like $20 for this rod. God, 25 years ago. It's called a Daiwa Eliminator. I don't even know if they still make it anymore. But I bought it for catfishing way back in the day. Now I use it for saltwater fishing. The reel we have on it today is just a cheap Penn Pursuit. Pursuit is the 8000 series. We got it spooled up with 30-pound mono, and the combo together is great. We use it just strictly for distance casting. It doesn't have a lot of backbone, so any fish, you know, feels like a monster. And you know, here's Christian. He's battling to get this fish in, and we're having to deal with a lot of seagrass. So not only do you have the weight of the fish, but you also have 5 pounds of seagrass on the line, so it makes any fish feel like a true monster. And you know, here he is dragging it up on the beach, and it's, you know, I'm down here, you know, we work together as a team. You know, I'm down there trying to get the grass off the line, get the fish. He was barely hooked. I mean, literally, the hook was just, it wasn't even penetrating his mouth. It was literally just clamped down on the hook. It was not hooked in him at all. As you can see, this is a nice bull red. It's not a monster by no means, but it's a good one, and we're going to take and get a measurement on it. I forget what the measurement was. It wasn't very big. It was a bull red. It was in the 30s, maybe 32-inch red. I can't quite remember, but it was a fun red. And you know, all our fish are catch and release. We don't keep any bull reds ever. We just enjoy catching them. And we caught this on a mullet head. We went the night before and went down to West Pass, if you're familiar with that area, threw a cast net, caught several mullet, good sized mullet. And what we do, we cut those up into chunks. We pack them on ice. We don't freeze them. And then we cut them up in chunks the following day. Here, this one came off a mullet head, which is very popular with redfish for some reason. They'll take a mullet head over a body chunk any day, and I'm not sure why. But also it stays on the hook a little bit better than the body chunks. But that was our first red, and we hadn't even been on the water, gosh, maybe 30 minutes. And coming up, now this is where I'm hooked up. Now this red feels like a monster. I mean, he is pulling drag, and I've got the drag set pretty tight for this fish. And again, on the cheapest combo, we had 3 rods out, exact same bait on all 3, same zone. This is just a big flat out here we were fishing. The area we wanted to fish, there were people already on it. There were people catching reds on both sides of us today. But I'm hooked up, and I swear I thought it was a monster. I mean, it had that rod doubled over. It was pulling drag. You know, I thought it would at least be in the high 40s as far as a redfish, as far as inches. We don't weigh our fish. We just go by measurements. But I am going to start weighing them. I need to invest in a good scale. But a lot of our fish, you know, run up around 40, 50 pounds. So the scales that weigh those size fish get really expensive, especially when you're looking at boga grips or whatever. And I'm probably telling y'all something in this video, ain't no telling. But yeah, I am fighting this fish like it is a monster. I mean, I'm playing it. I'm milking this for everything it's got, because I swear I thought it was a big fish, and it was a bull red when I got it in, as you'll see here in a minute, but it was not near as big as I thought it was going to be. And that just goes to show that 15-foot surf rod, while it is good at getting distance, as far as handling big fish, it's just, God, every fish feels like a monster. And it's quite amazing how different each rod feels with a fish on. We got some, I can snatch in a 40-inch redfish like it ain't nothing. Then we have this 15-footer that every fish feels like a monster. And I do a quick unhooking and a quick release on this one. It's not a big one. It's not a, you know, I mean, it was a fun, absolutely fun catch. This one fought better than the one you'll see next, which was the biggest one of the day. But this little rascal right here had some backbone to him. He did not want to come in. Still a good red, great fighter. Quick catch and release, and we are back to fishing. Again, on mullet head. Here, I'm hooked up for the third time. The wind is starting to pick up at this point. We're at the end of a low tide, so the tide's getting ready to turn. And the fishing, usually when we have the turn of the tide, the fishing really slows down there for a few hours. So I was really anxious to get this fish in. It had been about 45 minutes between the last one. And now this one, you can see he's got some shoulders to him. He's working that drag pretty good. Now I keep this drag cranked down on this reel. Like I said, that is 30-pound mono. The mono has a lot of stretch in it. That rod has a lot of flex in it. So I can really apply the drag to these fish just because of the rod. Now if it was a stiffer rod, I'd back off the drag just to keep from pulling the hook, bending a hook, or even breaking the line. Now all these rigs I'm using are fish finder rigs with 50-pound mono leader. And as you can see, this would end up being the last fish of the day. Now we did miss one earlier. We didn't get it on video. It hit really hard, but it didn't stay hooked up. Now this one was the not a very thick fish, but it was extremely long. A few more years, this will definitely be a trophy. I believe that one was 37 inches when we measured it. I'll have to zoom in on the measuring tape. We take it over there and we get a good measurement on it. But these bull reds are fun to catch. This is the fall run. They should be running up and down the beach right now for the next couple of months until the water just turns off extremely cold. They're gorging right now. They're trying to fatten up for the winter before they move offshore. Some of them will move inshore. But definitely a fun catch there. I thought we had a monster. It's a freaking herring done got tangled up in our line.
This will be fun.
We ain't got a towel, but we got my red jacket.
Yeah.
right, y'all don't need to see this cluster. Okay, guys, we're back here at the house. I'm going to show you really quick my setups for this weekend. We used a 10-foot, a 12-foot, and a 15-foot surf rod. Now, this 15-foot surf rod, which I'm not going to put it together right now, this is my cheapest outfit. This is what all three of the big reds came on this weekend. Why I chose this rod, I do not know. All the baits were almost in the exact location. Same kind of bait, same kind of setup. But they seem to hit this 15-foot surf rod. And when you get a big fish on it, golly, it feels like you got a monster even when they're small. So that is the equipment I use. Normally my go-to setups are these, I have these Okuma longitudes paired up with the Penn spin fishers. This one happens to be a 5500. Normally I like the 4500s, they're a little bit lighter, and you know, I keep 30-pound braid on just about everything. It's 50 on here right now, but I'm getting ready to convert this over to 30. So, and then the newest combo to the arsenal, this is the turning in to be one of my favorite reels. Super smooth. This is the Shimano Sakura SW8000. Oh my God, I'm falling in love with this reel. Only time will tell how durable it is, but as far as the drag, the smoothness, and just the crankability, it's just a great reel. And if it holds up, I will be purchasing more. This is the new Academy Sports H2O 12-foot surf rod. Bought this a few weeks ago. Phenomenal rod. Really launched the baits out there really far. Has great action. I like it. It's pretty decent rod. Like I said, this will be another one I'll put up to the test. I know a lot of guys that use them that think they're fabulous. So anyway, on this weekend we were using 6/0 circle hook and what I call a fish finder setup, or a Carolina rig. I just simply put a clip swivel on there, and that's what I clip my weight on to. And if you're wondering why I do that, is because when I get ready to leave at the end of the day, or if I want to change the size of my weights, I don't have to cut my line. I can just unclip it from the swivel. You know, if I need a heavier weight, I can go from a 4 to a 5 or a 6 or whatever. It's just a matter of clipping. But the main purpose is when I'm traveling to and from a fishing spot, I don't have that weight clipped to my rod, dangling around, getting tangled up, banging my rods. So I just take it out when I'm transporting my rods, and you know, you don't have that big old heavy weight banging around, coming undone, getting tangled around, everything else. So that's the purpose I like the fish finder rig versus just putting the pyramid sinker or egg sinker straight onto your line. Anyway, guys, let me show you a little clip from Hooked Up Bait and Tackle, some of the stuff you can get there. And guys, thanks for watching, and let's finish up this video real quick. Alright guys, we're up here in Hooked Up Bait and Tackle. I mean, as you can see, they have everything as far as weights. This is my go-to right here. Let's get around to the other side. They have mullet snatch hooks if that's what you're into. But right here, this 4 ounce, 5 ounce, even up to 6 ounce. Use this for really heavy current. This is what I was using yesterday in the heavy current and heavy wind. They're tough to cast if you don't have a heavy action rod, but usually a 5 ounce will be sufficient in just about any current. And of course, 4s and 3s are my go-tos on a regular basis. And as you can see, they have everything imaginable. Let's see these over here and look at their bait selection. As you can see, man, they got every kind of frozen bait you can imagine. Ballyhoo, bonita, shrimp, clams, gosh, hoagies, squid. I mean, I can't even. They have more bait than you could ever dream of. Personally, I don't use a lot of frozen bait because I catch a lot of my own. Now, when you want the fresh frozen shrimp, this is the area you come to. They don't have any in right now, but this bin right here, this is where you get your fresh frozen shrimp from if you're pompano fishing. Got bull minnows for you flounder and trout fishermen. Of course, I use these also for redfish as well. And of course, we have these are your shrimp tanks. And alright guys, make sure you pick up one of their shirts. You got hooked up bait and tackle shirt. You got these right here. You know, awesome prices, awesome prices. Now, that is for that style only, which I love that style. And then you have their brand, which is the Hillbilly Beach Life. Cool shirts, I'm telling you what. And then, of course, they have the performance shirts as well.
But I think what it's telling me is
They also do pole rentals. You come in, you rent a pole, and you get free bait with it, with the pole rentals, I think. Yeah, you can come in, rent poles if you come down and don't have any, and they will hook you up with everything you need. What's going on, guys? Hey, thanks for watching the video. Sorry about the audio problems, but hey, it is what it is. I'll be ordering a new microphone. I just wanted to test this one out. It failed on an epic day. I'm really upset about it, but hey, it is what it is. You live and you learn, right? I just hate that, you know, it wasn't an expensive mic, but I'll be ordering the Rode mic next. So here, a lot of my friends, they rave about it. So be getting that ordered, and hopefully we won't have this problem again. And guys, sorry about the audio. And thanks for watching. If you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, guys. It means a lot to us, helps the channel out, and it really motivates us to get out there and shoot better footage and just bring y'all good content. Help y'all be more successful in the water. We'll see you on the water, guys. Thanks.